Hello children, welcome to English lesson, YouTube English lesson presented by Sabagaon Provincial Department of Education. Today I am here with a very important lesson for all level students and adjectives. So adjectives is a very important topic for you all, and if you have a good knowledge of adjectives, you can attempt a lot of questions successfully, and also in writing essays, notes, notices and everything, and this will help you a lot to perform very well in all the questions. So then let's take this topic and talk more and learn more about this topic. So an adjective is a word that describes a noun. So that's the very basic explanation about an adjective. What is an adjective? Adjective is a word that describes a noun, that qualifies a noun, that tells something about a noun. So it is called an adjective. It tells something about the noun. Look at these examples. Tall tree, pretty girl, handsome boy. Look at the words underlined. Tall. Tree is a noun. Tall is an adjective. So then the word tall tells something about the noun tree. And pretty girl. Girl is the noun and pretty is the adjective. And handsome boy. Boy is a noun. Then the word handsome tells something about the boy. Then it is an adjective. So basically you can get an idea what an adjective is. This is a beautiful flower. The word underlined here is an adjective. What is the noun? Noun is flower. The word beautiful tells something about the noun flower. And in the same way, her hair is long. Look at the hair. And the word adjective here, long, you can see the place right in the previous sentence. This is a beautiful flower, and the adjective came before the noun. And in this one, her hair is long, it comes at the end of the sentence. So in this way also you can use adjectives. I'll tell these ways of using adjectives. So anyway, did you get an idea what an adjective is? Once again I'm telling, it tells something about the noun. So it is called an adjective. Look at these examples. That is a tall tree. Once again, tall, adjective, tree, noun. She is a fat girl. Look at the girl. Fat girl. Fat is the adjective. My mother is kind. Kind is the adjective. That word tells something about mother. So adjectives can be used in two ways. Now you read the previous sentences, and in some sentences you saw the adjective was just before the noun. Tall tree. Tree, before that tall. And here and in the next sentence you saw in another way. So it can be used in two ways. Look at these sentences. We have a beautiful garden. What is the word or adjective? Adjective is beautiful. The noun is garden. Adjective came just before the noun. So that is one way of using an adjective. And the next one, our garden is beautiful. Once again the word beautiful, the adjective, talks about the garden. That's another way of using adjective. So in these two ways, first one is called attributive use of. Here now you can see. Here you can see the adjective beautiful has been used in two ways. Look at the first one and the second one. Two ways. First one, that is before the noun, we call it attributive use of adjective. And the second one, after be verb. Our garden is beautiful. The word beautiful talks about the garden, but it is after the be verb. So this way of using is called predicative use of adjectives. All these are correct. and these are two ways of using adjective. And then there's another thing that you must learn when you talk about adjectives. So now you know what an adjective is and the ways of using adjectives. Attributive, that means just before the noun. The other one is just after the be verb, predicate, predicative use of adjective. And the other important thing that you should know is these things, that is, in any adjective there are three forms. First one is called a positive, and the second one is comparative, and the third one is superlative. Look at these examples. First one, tall, that is called the positive form. Second one, taller, comparative, and tallest, superlative. Let's read these examples and see. Big, bigger, biggest. Long, longer, longest. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Intelligent, more intelligent, most intelligent. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Right, anyway, when you read all these examples, did you notice something different? Now you see the first one, comparative form is used just adding er. Then we can make or we can form the comparative form by adding er, and superlative by adding est, the base form or the positive form. And there are certain words we use more and most. And also the last one, last two, that's something else. So all these things we must know when we know about adjectives. I'll tell how to make these adjectives comparative form and superlative form. Right, here are some more examples and what you read. So then anyway, when you know an adjective, make sure that you know its comparative form and the superlative form. Then you can converse, you can express your views, maybe in written, maybe orally, perfectly. Right, I'll give you some more examples here. Look at these adjectives. What's the first one? Beautiful. So when you tell the word tall in your previous example, tall, you can tell it at once. We call it monosyllabic word. That depends on the number of syllables in a word. Syllable means, now just look at this word beautiful, you can't tell it at once. Beautiful. 3 syllables are there. B-E-A-U gives you one sound. T-I, only 2 letters but one sound. Full, 3 letters but one sound. So then there are 3 syllables. So when there are adjectives with more than 2 syllables, in short, in an easy way for you to understand, long adjectives, the words longer words, gets more and most in making comparative and superlative. If you can tell it at once like tall, big, fat, just add er and est to make the comparative and superlative. If the adjective is a longer word like this, look at this, dangerous, 3 syllables, then you can't say dangerous, no, more dangerous and most dangerous. Look at the next example, intelligent. Don't worry about the number of letters, right? Here now look at the first 2 letters, in gives only one word, one sound. Last G-E-N-T, 4 letters but one sound. So there are 4 syllables. So then when you have such words with more than 2 syllables, you can make the comparative and superlative using more and most. So you got the summary, you can get an idea. In short, a way for you to understand, easily remember, short words, short adjectives make comparative and superlative by adding er and est, and long words, long adjectives, you use more and most. More beautiful, most beautiful. Don't say beautifuler, beautifulest. Right, good. And there are certain adjectives and they are not going with these rules. Some exceptionals. For example, if you notice the word good, you don't say good, gooder, goodest, but we make it good, better, best. And you have to find, there are very few words like that, and find them and remember. So then you won't go wrong in using adjectives in your English. Right. Now, just have a look at this little picture. There are two, A and B. When you talk of the first person, you can say A is taller than B. You can't say A is tall B. No, when you talk of these two, you must use the comparative form. Without the comparative form, you can't talk of these two. And B is shorter than A. Short, shorter. Tall, taller. So you must use the word comparative form. And remember another point. So when you use the comparative form taller, there is a word than. It is a must. You can't say A is taller B. It's wrong. Taller than. Remember, with comparative form, taller than, fatter than, longer than, shorter than, the word than comes. That's one simple point that you have to remember. And just have a look at this one then. Now there are three, A, B, C. So you can say when you talk of the first person A is a tall boy. And when you keep all these three and talk of that person, you can't say like that. To give a clear idea, you must use the superlative form. The third form in the table you noticed, tall, taller, tallest. Right, A is the tallest boy. Tallest. When you look at all these three, you can see A is the tallest boy. C is the shortest boy. There you use the superlative form. Short, shorter, shortest. Right. So when you talk of the best of something, so if all three are tall and you are talking of the best of, that means the tallest, you have to use the superlative. And shortest, superlative. So then there's another point when you use superlative form of the adjective that you must remember, that is the word the article the. It is a must. A is tallest boy is wrong. A is the tallest. C is the shortest, the longest, the fattest, the most beautiful. So when you talk of the superlative form, the third form of the adjective, the word the is there just before the adjective. That's what you have to remember. Now you know there are three forms of any adjective, that means positive, comparative and superlative. And you know these three ways, different ways of using comparative and superlative. And when you use comparative form, you must use the word than, like taller than, fatter than, shorter than. And when you use the superlative form, the word the is a must. The shortest, the longest, the fattest, like that. Remember that. And let's go to the next one. Now let's do an exercise. You got an idea about adjectives? Let's see whether you can do this. Use the correct form of the adjective given in brackets. Let's do it together with me, right? I hope that you are with me. Read the first one. My friend Kamal is a blank tall boy. What will be the answer for the blank? My friend Kamal is a tall boy or taller boy or tallest boy. Just think of, I'll give the answer later, right? You just keep the answer in your mind. And look at the second one. Mahavali is the long river in Sri Lanka. Is it long river, the longest river, or longer river? Think of it. I'll give the answer. Then you can compare my answer with your answer and see whether you're right or wrong. And the next one. Colombo city is big than Ratnavara town. Find the answer. Lion is dangerous than a monkey. Try to use maybe the positive or comparative or superlative. And dog is intelligent than cow. Could you find the answer for these blanks? Let's look at the answers. My friend Kamal is a tall boy. You simply talk about Kamal. You are not comparing, you are not talking about the best or something. Simply you can say tall boy. That's correct. Hope you got the answer. Mahavali is the longest because it is, you are talking of the longest one in Sri Lanka. So then you must use the word longest, that means superlative, and also the is there just before the blank. So you can easily guess what comes in the blank. So this is also some tricks, right? Maybe in closed passages, fill in the blanks. If there is the word article the and next the blank, if there is an adjective, if you feel that it should be an adjective that comes in the blank, it should be in superlative form because the word the is there just before the blank. Remember those tricks so that you will never go wrong. Fine. And let's go to the next one. Colombo city is, now you can see here Colombo city and Ratnapura town. You are talking of two things. Then you can't use the positive form. And also you are not using the superlative. You are comparing two cities, Colombo and Ratnapura. There you have to use the comparative form of the adjective. And then big, its comparative form is bigger. So you can say bigger than Ratnapura town. And also there is another clue here. Just after the blank you can see the word than. So remember these little tricks. When you try exam paper, write some questions, fill in the blank just after the blank. If the word than is there, that means there you can see in the sentence, read the whole sentence and see whether they are comparing something, and definitely it should be comparative form of the adjective. And the next one. Lion is dangerous than a monkey. Again comparing two things, two animals. Definitely it should be comparative form. And now you know dangerous is a long adjective. Simply we understood earlier. Right, so that sort of things make the comparative form by adding more. So then more dangerous, that's the correct answer. And next one, dog is more intelligent than a cow. Once again comparing two things. And also adjective is a bit longer. So then more intelligent. Fine, I hope that you all got the correct answer. So there you are getting the knowledge of this topic, adjective. Let's try one more. Let's see, right? Fill in the blanks with the correct form of adjectives. Try again quickly. Dunghinda is blank than Bopat Falls. Now you can notice once again talking of two things, right? And Everest is the blank mountain in the world. You can see now those tricks I told you. You have to see what are the words just before the blank. And I saw a blank beautiful car. This is the blank interesting book I have ever read. Non-smokers usually live blank long than smokers. And in the previous exercise I gave you some tricks and you could see or you could notice all those things here in this exercise. I hope that with that knowledge you would definitely get all these answers correct. Check your answers. First one, you simply talk of two waterfalls, Dunghinda and Bopat. Comparing, definitely you have to use the comparative form. Right, it should be then Dunghinda is taller than Bopat waterfalls. You are comparing two things, so it should be taller than. Everest, next one, second one, Everest is the highest mountain in the world. The highest mountain in the world. You are talking of the best. Then there you have to use the superlative form. And I saw a beautiful car today. You are just talking of something, car. So you can use the positive form. A beautiful car. Not comparing. This is the most interesting book I have ever read. So there you are talking of the best book that you have ever read. Then there you have to use the superlative form of the adjective. And non-smokers usually live longer than smokers. There you are again talking of two, comparing to, then you have to use the comparative form. Hope that you got the answers correct. Shall we move on to the next one and see? And I'll give you another important message that is also talking about adjective. We use suffixes to change the word class and the meaning of words. You have learnt in previous grades prefixes and suffixes, 1 or 2 or 3 letters adding at the beginning of a word, and also few letters adding at the end of the word. So they are called prefixes and suffixes. By adding these things you change the word class. Sometimes by adding these things you can make adjectives. Sometimes a noun becomes an adverb or adjective, right? Or else verb becomes an adjective. So by adding these suffixes, let's have that knowledge also. So that is, we use ly like fully. Ly is a suffix, then change the word class. And also ness, like kind is an adjective. Adjective becomes a noun by adding any kindness, any double s. So likewise these suffixes, when you add these things the word class changes. When the word class changes, sometimes some nouns can be formed as an adjective. Sometimes adjectives also become something else, maybe an adverb, something like that. So you must have that knowledge also. I'll give you a little idea about it. So there are some examples of suffixes, right? Like li, ness, shun, sion, ment, uns, aus, right? I'll give you some examples for that. Look at them. Here judge, it's a verb. It's a verb, and when you add ment it becomes a noun. Judgment, verb became a noun. Develop, development, again a verb became a noun. Create, creation, when you add just only tion, a new word, it became a noun. Invite, a verb, again it became invitation. Invite is an action verb and it became a noun by adding tion. And in the same way you say bright, bright boy, bright girl, it's an adjective. Adjective became brightness, then it becomes a noun. So remember these changes also, right? What happens to adjectives when you add certain suffixes? That knowledge also is also very important for you all, right? And dark, once again it is an adjective. Dark shirt, dark room. Room is the noun, dark adjective. That you got an idea? And darkness, it became a noun. So you see, it's very interesting when you learn all these things in English, no? Right. Look at them. Now, noun becomes adjectives. You see, trouble. I have a lot of trouble. Oh. Troublesome, adjective. Troublesome people. Right? So you can make that noun an adjective. And also quarrel, quarrelsome. So these changes are very important. Sometimes in fill in the blanks, or maybe there is a question in O-level paper also, you have to use these suffixes and change the word class and use the correct form of the word given in the brackets or given in a box and write in correct form. There you have to use these suffixes and change the word class. And once again, an adjective become an adverb. Extreme is an adjective. Extreme corner. Corner is a noun, extreme is the adjective. Extremely, an adverb. You see the changes? Very interesting, isn't it? And truthful, adjective. Truthful students. And truthfully. You see, just by adding the suffix, it became an adverb. So, as you learned earlier, the three forms, positive, comparative and superlative, and also learn these things and remember these things. Sometimes by adding suffixes, the word class changes. Adjective is not always in the form of an adjective. Sometimes some suffixes will come and change its form. Right? Okay. We can identify adjectives by their endings also in this way, right? By this ABLE. Read is a verb. Readable, that means can be read. So you can make an adverb. So this sort of suffixes will help you to form adjectives like here understandable, capable, readable, incredible, and also AL, mathematical, functional, influential. So you see the suffix gives or changes the word class, and you can make adjectives by adding these suffixes. Another suffix, full, beauty, beautiful, and helpful, harmful. Full is the suffix and it gives it when you add it to this base form and changes the word class. And the other one is IVE, submissive, inventive, attractive. Find this kind of words, right? Here only few examples are given. You can find some more maybe in newspapers, in dictionary, in magazines. Try all these things. It's really interesting. And you can get a better knowledge about these adjectives, right? And some more suffixes like less, sleeveless. Sleeves, you know, in shirts, in dresses, long sleeve. Sleeveless means no sleeve. Right. So you can make new adjectives by adding these suffixes. Hopeless. Hopeless. Restless. And another one is OUS. Dangerous. Danger. Dangerous. Adventurous. Fabulous. You see, here I have given some of them, right? Some suffixes that will help you to make adjectives. And try to find some more. And try to find this kind of words. And try to remember them. And definitely that will help you a lot to express your views clearly. And also write your essays beautifully. Let's move on to the next one. Now let's see the order of adjectives. Now when you describe a noun, can we use only one adjective? For example, whiteboard. White is the adjective. Or a tall boy, as you read at the beginning. Tall is the adjective. Is that the only word that you can use? No, you can use tall, handsome, dark or fair. So you can use many adjectives to describe one noun. But when you use those adjectives, there is an order. So this is the order. When you use many adjectives to describe a single noun, follow this order. First talk about the quantity or the number. Number 1 or 2 or many, some like that. And then the quality or the opinion. Next one, size, big, small, like that. Next one, age, whether it is old, young, like that. And shape, color, and proper adjective, that means often, nationality, other places of origin or material. And also finally, purpose or qualifier. I'll give you some examples, don't worry. Just remember this order. So this will help you to express your ideas clearly. There is a dirty old cotton shirt, or there is a cotton old dirty shirt, or there is a dirty cotton old shirt. If you can remember the order which I talked to you a little while ago, I think you can find the correct noun. There are 3 options given describing the shirt. Which one would be correct? Try the second one. I'll give the answer. I bought a plastic bag, plastic big red, or big red plastic, or red big plastic bucket. There are 3 adjectives here: plastic, big and red. But you can't use as you wish. There is a rule in English. In using many adjectives, you have to follow that rule. Then only you will be expressing your ideas clearly, and the listener can catch your idea, understand your idea clearly. Right, I'll give you the answer. Did you get this one? There is a dirty old cotton shirt. You don't say there is a cotton old dirty, or there is a dirty cotton old. No, better order is the first one. And in the same way, second one, I bought a big red plastic bucket. You don't use the other orders, right? Here only 3 adjectives are used. There can be 4 or 5 or 6 also, but you can follow the previous order which I gave you. Let's try this one. I have a white new Japanese car, or new white Japanese car, or I have a Japanese white new car. Which one? There are 3 adjectives. Use the correct one, correct order. And next one, that is a big brown wood table, or wooden big brown table, or brown big wooden table. Right. Now, let's see the answers. I have a white new Japanese car. No, you don't talk of the color first when you talk of things, right? The best order is age, and then color, and then the origin. New white Japanese car. And next one, that is a big brown wooden table. Okay, hope you got the correct answer. He likes to marry a young, beautiful Sri Lankan girl, or he likes to marry a beautiful young Sri Lankan girl, or he likes to marry a Sri Lankan young, beautiful girl. Now think of it. You talk of the origin or age or what first? I hope that you can get the answer now, because you did 2 exercises earlier. Right, did you get this answer? Beautiful young Sri Lankan girl. So then that is the order, correct order of using adjectives. Hope you got a clear idea about all these things. Then let's try one exercise and see. I'm sure you will get all the answers correct in this one. Select the correct order of adjectives. Number 1, I love that really old big green antique car, or old big really green antique car. There are more than 2 or 3 adjectives, right? But you can't use them as you wish, and select the one which gives the correct order. And try second one. He has a big, beautiful tan and white dog, or beautiful tan white big dog, or select the correct one. And third one, a wonderful Italian old clock, or a wonderful old Italian clock. Fourth one, a blue big square box, or a big square blue box. Can you remember the order? Select the correct answer. Number 5. I bought a pair of black leather shoes, or leather black shoes. Hope now you can get an idea and could find the correct answer. Check your answers. First one, actually it says, I love that really old big green antique car. You can see first you talk of the quality, then the age, then size, then color, and then proper adjective, right? And in the other examples, other sentences also, that order is given clearly. He has a big beautiful tan and white bulldogs. And third one, a wonderful old Italian clock. First you tell your opinion, and next age, and next origin. And the fourth one, a big square blue box. First you talk of the dimension, the size, and then the shape and next color. And the last one, I bought a pair of not leather black shoes, black leather shoes. First you talk of the color, then the material it is made of. So all these things will help you a lot to use these adjectives properly. And a compound adjective is formed when 2 or more are joined together to modify the same noun. Something more about adjectives, compound adjectives, right? These terms should be hyphenated to avoid confusion or ambiguity. When you use 2-3 adjectives together that use compound adjectives, you have to use a hyphen. For example, here, Dushan submitted 6-page document. 6-page, 6 hyphen and page. And she adopted a 2-year-old cat. 2-year-old, all these adjectives, all these give you one idea. So we call it a compound adjective. There you have to use a hyphen to avoid confusion. Some adjectives are derived from nouns. Earlier we talked about suffixes. In the same way, for example, here, a mathematical puzzle, that is a puzzle based on mathematics. And a biological experiment, that is an experiment in biology. And also a wooden boat, a boat made of wood. So earlier we discussed this, and this will help you to get that idea thoroughly. And also some more how these nouns become an adjective. Look at this one, accident, a noun, and accidental, just adding a suffix and it became an adjective. And in the same way, danger, dangerous, length, long, star, starry, wind or wind, wind, windy. So these kind of things are also there. That's why I told you not only just suffixes and find more. So when you look at the word and if you have a doubt, just refer it in the dictionary and there you can find what is the adjective form, adverb form, noun form, adverb form and all those things, right? How this has become an adjective. Use the dictionary, right? And here are some more examples. Enjoy, enjoyable, help, helpful, obey, obedient, play, playful, talk, talkative. A verb becomes an adjective. You see, it's very interesting. Now you know a lot of words. There are certain methods that you can make some verbs an adjective. So if you know this method, you will do it very well. And sometimes adjectives make another adjective. Now comic, it's a comic film. Comical, another adjective. It derives another. And correct, corrective, elder, elderly, red, reddish, sick, sickly. So there are certain things like this also. It's really interesting if you explore these words and its formation, and interesting, try to find these kind of words. And also verbs become adjective. Enjoy, enjoyable, help, helpful, obey, obedient, play, playful, talk, talkative. And based on that knowledge, can you do this exercise? Choose the best answer for each sentence. First one, the house is large and white or white and large or large white. They live in a large and white house or white and large house or large white house. Which is correct? See whether you got this answer. It's actually the house is large and white. Tells first the size, next the color. They live in a large white house. House is the noun and described by these two adjectives. Right, there's another exercise. Try out this one also. Let's look at another question. Some of the words underlined are used wrongly. Can you correct them? There's a small dialogue. Agent says, you will find this apartment attractive than apartment ID. Just a minute please, while I unlock the door. Oh dear, this lock is most difficult to open than the one for ID. Now you see, when you read them, you can notice these adjectives, whether it is right or wrong. Just read them and see. There are certain places the adjective is used in a wrong way. Can you try to correct them? And Mr. Pereira, it is have moderner furniture than I did. Mrs. Pereira, and the arrangement is gooder. Agent, please sit down. You will find this. The seats are comfortable than those. Now when you read these words, you can understand. The word than comes, but comfortable. In the previous one, gooder. Do we have a word like gooder in English? You can easily guess. So then I hope that you can find the mistakes here. Right? So then read them all and try to find the mistake and try to correct it. Okay, I'll give the correct answer and see whether you got this one. And it is actually the first one. It is not attractive than, it should be more attractive than. And the second one, it is not difficult to open, it should be more difficult to open than the one for ID, because you are talking of two. And the next third one, it is moderner furniture than ID. And the fourth one, better. The previous one you could see it is gooder. There is no word called gooder. Good, better, best. So better is the comparative form. And the next one, and it is not comfortable, it should be more comfortable, the comparative form of that adjective. And the sixth one, most comfortable. And the seventh one, big balcony. And the eighth one, spacious. Hope this is a bit long activity, and you will get this kind of things also in your O-level paper. So then you just read the full sentence and see what is said, what is conveyed in that sentence, what is the idea of it. Then you can think of whether they are just talking of something, or they are comparing, or they are telling the best of something. If it is an adjective, I told you, if it is a comparative one, there than comes after that. If it is superlative, the word the comes before that. Right. If I summarize all my lesson, at the beginning you learnt what an adjective is. Adjective is simply a word that describes a noun. And also we learned we can use it in two ways. Before an adjective, before a noun, that means like tall boy, or else in a predicate after a be verb, he is tall, something like that. And also we learned the three forms, positive, comparative and superlative. Tall, taller, tallest. In an adjective you find these three. And also we learned how to form these three. Sometimes we add er and est to make the comparative and superlative. Sometimes we add more and most. Sometimes strange ones are there, just like good, gooder, goodest. No, good, better, best. Right? And after that we learned by adding suffixes we can change the word class. Sometimes a verb you can turn into an adjective. So that knowledge is there. And also you learn compound adjectives, and there are certain tricks with the comparative and superlative. And I hope if you have all these things in your head, and you will face the exam very successfully, and also you will use the language in a very nicer way in your written and oral communication. So I hope to meet you with another good lesson. Until then, have a nice day. Bye bye.